Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today, we will immerse ourselves in The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame. The Wind in the Willows, written by Kenneth Grahame and published in 1908, is a classic of children's literature. The novel follows the adventures of anthropomorphized animals in the English countryside, primarily focusing on mole, rat, toad, and badger. This whimsical tale combines elements of adventure, friendship, and the tranquility of rural life, capturing readers' imaginations with its charming depiction of the natural world. Plot summary: the mole had been working hard all morning, spring cleaning his little underground home. The musty confines of his abode were suddenly too much to bear, and in a fit of restlessness, he abandoned his cleaning and dug his way to the surface. Bursting into the sunlight, Mole was enchanted by the beauty of the world above ground, the vibrant meadow, the cool breeze, and the beckoning warmth of spring. He wandered aimlessly, drawn to the sights and sounds of this new world until he stumbled upon a riverbank. It was there that he met the water rat, a creature as at home on the river as Mole had been underground. The rat, with his easy manner and love for boating, invited Mole to join him in a small blue-and-white boat. Mole, though unfamiliar with boats and rivers, quickly found himself captivated by this new way of life. Rat explained the joys of messing about in boats, and Mole, with every stroke of the oars, felt a growing sense of belonging. As the days passed, Mole and Rat became fast friends, sharing leisurely days on the water, picnicking on the riverbank, and visiting the other animals who lived nearby. One day, Rat suggested they visit his friend, Toad, who lived at the Grand Toad Hall. Toad was wealthy, boastful, and known for his fads. At the time of their visit, Toad was enamored with traveling in a gypsy caravan. He convinced Mole and Rat to join him on a road adventure. However, this plan was short-lived, as they encountered a motorcar on the road, which immediately captured Toad's fickle fancy. The sight of the car racing past, with its poop-poop, horn, and gleaming paint, rendered Toad into a stupor of admiration. The caravan was soon abandoned, and Toad fell headlong into an obsession with motorcars. Back at the riverbank, life continued peacefully. Mole became increasingly curious about the mysterious badger, whom Rat spoke of with great respect. Badger lived deep in the wild wood, a place that filled Mole with equal parts fascination and fear. One winter's day, unable to contain his curiosity, Mole ventured into the wild wood alone. The wood, dark and tangled, seemed to close in around him, and soon Mole was lost and frightened. Faces peered at him from the shadows, and eerie sounds filled the air. Panic-stricken, he stumbled on until he found refuge in the hollow of a tree. As night fell, Rat, worried about his friend's absence, armed himself with a cudgel and set out to find Mole. He bravely navigated the wild wood, calling out for his friend until he heard Mole's faint cry. Reunited, Rat and Mole tried to make their way home, but a heavy snow began to fall, obscuring their path. Exhausted and lost, they stumbled upon a hidden entrance. By a stroke of fortune, it led to the underground home of none other than Badger. Badger, though gruff and reclusive, welcomed them in, offering warmth and food. They spent a cozy night in Badger's den, learning about the history of the wild wood and the changing times. Badger spoke of Toad and his reckless behavior, expressing concern for their friend's recent mania for motorcars. Toad's obsession had grown dangerous, with numerous crashes and a growing pile of fines and court summonses. Come spring, Badger, Rat, and Mole resolved to confront Toad and put an end to his antics. They visited Toad Hall, only to find Toad as obstinate as ever, dismissing their advice with grand boasts about his driving prowess. When they tried to restrain him, he escaped in a fit of cunning, stealing a motorcar the very next day. His joyride was short-lived. Toad was soon arrested and sentenced to prison for a lengthy term. While Toad languished in his cell, the world outside went on. The riverbank remained serene, and life continued for Mole and Rat in its usual tranquil rhythm. They spent their days exploring the woods, rowing on the river, and enjoying the simple pleasures of their bucolic surroundings. Yet, they missed their friend and hoped for his return. Toad, however, was not one to stay imprisoned for long. His charm worked even behind bars, winning over the jailer's daughter, who took pity on him. She helped him escape, disguised as a washerwoman. Thus began Toad's wild journey back to Toad Hall, full of near misses and misadventures. He was chased, nearly drowned, and narrowly evaded capture on multiple occasions. Finally, with the help of his friends, He made it back home, only to find that his beloved Toad Hall had been taken over by a band of stoats and weasels from the wild wood. Determined to reclaim his ancestral home, Toad sought the help of Rat, Mole, and Badger. The friends devised a plan to drive out the intruders. They used a secret tunnel to infiltrate Toad Hall, catching the invaders by surprise and evicting them in a fierce but brief skirmish. Victorious, Toad was humbled by the loyalty and bravery of his friends. He realized the folly of his past behavior and vowed to be a wiser and more considerate Toad. With peace restored, the friends settled back into their lives. Mole found joy in his cozy burrow, Rat returned to his beloved river, and Badger continued his quiet, solitary existence in the wild wood. Toad, true to his word, became more thoughtful, dedicating himself to the welfare of his estate and the happiness of his friends. As the seasons changed, life on the riverbank flowed gently on. The bonds of friendship between Mole, Rat, Badger, and Toad had been tested and strengthened through their adventures. They had learned the value of home, the beauty of the natural world, and the enduring power of camaraderie. Together, they navigated the tranquil waters and wild currents of their lives, forever united by the shared memories of their escapades and the unspoken promise of future journeys. Looking for more great reads? Be sure to check out other books by Kenneth Grahame. Find them in the description or on Celsius 233. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in Kenneth Grahame's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.